Hello. Hi. Welcome back to essay read view, essay review, review reaction, essay reaction, essay read, I'm reacting to another album. It's been a whole over a year probably since I've done one of these, which is fine because I've been busy. I've been busy doing shit. I've been doing things. I've been active. I've been active in the world, doing activities and whatnot. But the new Xiu Xiu record coming out. Ignore Grief. Over there. And I figured, what is maybe one of the worst things I could do when experiencing a new Xiu Xiu record? Sit down in one sitting and listen to all of it and record my reaction and how it makes me feel. So here I am doing that. I'm a big Xiu Xiu fan. If you see up there, I got the Forget poster, which I hold very close in my heart. Truly wonderful, splendid, horrifying music that makes me shake my ass. Then I also got a ton of Xiu Xiu records. I don't have all of them. I don't have the Forest, La Foray, or however you say it. So, I mean, I'm a pretty big Xiu Xiu fan. It's a pretty big deal for me. It was my birthday 2 days ago. So, let's go. Big. Still here. Still kicking. We're going to hop right into it. So, the album is called Ignore Grief. The lyrics are not up yet. So, fuck. First song is called The Real Chaos Cha-Cha. Let's go.
Rolling off the yoke. Electric crucifixion onto blackberry thorns. Are you going to make me say it? Everything real. The real chaos. Cha-cha-cha. Nothing to forget. Life was nothing to regret. Love was nothing to forgive.
Well. In typical Xiu Xiu fashion, pretty stellar, solid opening track. As far as I'm concerned, or as far as I'm informed, or however the fucking saying goes, I think these songs on Ignore Grief are about people that Angela, Jamie, and David knew over the course of the pandemic, I think. No, I mean, not specifically pandemic, but over like the past few fucking years. And the songs are either about them or inspired by them. So, like, on the one hand, first reactions are like interesting to me because it's like it feels strange reacting to content like this for the sake of content. I mean, they did what they set out to do with that opening track, right? They set the tone perfectly. They had like like hospital room beeps going throughout it. The pounding hits of the drum and bass and synth. It was giving me like a lot of uh Twin Peaks vibes, which I'm a big fan of, and I'm here for it. I'm a really that to me is like that record. What they achieved with those covers is absolutely insane. So if that's kind of like where they're going with this, I'm really excited. I'm just really interested to see where they're going to take all these ideas. Next song is 666 Photos of Nothing. So far, it feels like the soundtrack to just like a 20th century black and white horror movie. That's another thing about this record that is specifically kind of interesting. Jamie is singing on, I guess, half of the songs, and then Angela is singing on the other half. And the way if I'm not mistaken, the way the songs are kind of existing, it's half the songs are like in a dream state, and then the other half are in like a nightmarish kind of state. Not like that kind of cheesiness, but like I guess the intention of the song and the instrumentation and whatnot. So far over these two songs, I do actually kind of like the usage of silence and the kind of device that it's functioning as to kind of create like it's not like horror. It's more so like a good uneasiness that is relieved in whether it's like a positive or a negative way when the instrumentation does come in, I guess. Very cohesive, and everything so far, like from the piano to the voice to the synth, everything that when it comes into the song, it does feel very intentional and it's trying to create an important moment. So the next song is Escarita, Little Richard. A little groove in there. Yeah, wow. So we got our like first kind of instance of on the grid bars and beats type song on the record, which, you know, in very, very typical and very welcome and special Xiu Xiu fashion, chugging industrial synth and percussion. They it had like a cool little offbeat cha 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 with some kind of like industrial room mic'd or reverbed out percussive noise. Angela's vocals on that were really very potent, very like well delivered. Like it's one thing to make music that is, if you want to think of it like this, arguably very shocking or abstract, noisy, difficult to listen to, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's one thing to do that. It's another thing to, I guess, present it in a way that is encouraging you to like approach it in your own kind of way or approach it in like a very sincere way with lots of like reverence. I guess, you know, it doesn't feel like it's too pushy, it doesn't feel too strong, it doesn't feel too cliched. It is just very much a very masterful way of like creating this kind of music. I don't have the lyrics. I'm really upset about that, but I am trying to just use my ears for as much of this as I can. It's very palpable. Like it's I can tell that like reading these lyrics are going to be very hard and very heavy. Really looking forward to it. Jeepers. Next. Woo! We have one of the singles that came out, Maybe Baby, which I did not listen to. Let's go.
Like to mention fear and darkness. It doesn't make sense.
I like that noise. Sounds like a. I don't know what it sounds like.
Here comes my curious finger, sliding closer across the tile.
Sounds like they're cats that they regularly foster.
Wait until horizon.
Yeah. It's just like really well done. I guess it's like with the meticulousness and almost like surgical effort they create these like soundscapes that it's not ambient, but it's also not a song. You know what I mean? Like it's genuinely like a splendid combination of both. So far, none of the sounds have been particularly unsettling. The next song, Tarsier, is explicit. Hopefully that is just for swearing and not just truly horrid sounds. But you never know. You never know. Let's see what happens. I do like the direction that the record is going in. Really cohesive so far. Let's see what they got. I love the tone of the keys there. Yeah, like that. It's very posty, post-rockish. Sweet Jesus. Woo! Oh boy. Okay. That was really really good. That's got to be one of my favorites so far. Jamie. Wow. Without actually knowing the content of what he was singing about, I there's just something about his voice with the how weak and like afraid yet powerful it is, and that paired with the keys or the organ or the synth, whatever it was, and just the passion of his voice during the chorus of the Tarsier parts. Not, it's hard to call it a chorus. You see, Xiu Xiu music is like tricky to talk about because it's like it almost feels wrong to call it a chorus, but like the refrain or whatever, like that was like unbelievably palpable. That was like a truly masterful song of just I was just speechless. Like not speechless from like boredom or like not knowing what to say. It's just like I'm so enthralled in what they're presenting and how they piece together this emotion. I don't want to sound dramatic, but like there are literal moments where I felt like I could like tear up or something like that, and not in like oh this is so sad, but it was just like this weird cacophonous beauty. You know what I mean? And then the outro with the brass and chaos. Yeah, that was like a splendid song. Jeepers, I really like that one. Next song, Parump. That was Perump, the second single that was used to advertise and market the record. That fucking saxophone bit that came in, that shit was nice. That shit was very good. Gotta be the droniest song on the record so far. I don't want to sound like an asshole. Felt like there was a lot of mids in that song that maybe could have been scooped a little bit. There was a weird little resonance going on. I don't know if that might also just be my own setup, my own ass. Who knows? I would have liked for that saxophone to come back in though, even just like slightly. But I mean, it had its bit, and then they wanted to do the drone. Nice, good. Next song, Border Factory. They really are capturing like that factory. Like that sounds like machinery. And then wow. Literal factory type beat. Yo. That knocking does kind of sound like actually someone at a door. Maybe that's just because it's in my room, but like I did get a little worried for. I was like, "Hello." Wow, that's sick. That was awesome. That was a really cool little instrumental song. The whole addition of the word border to the word factory, unfortunately, does not bode well in my mind. I can only imagine what they mean by that. I don't think there was lyrics in that song that I heard, or maybe they were just like really drowned out. I really dug that. That was like a really cool, especially as a pickup from Parump and Tarsier. I'm interested to see now Dracula Parrot and Moon Moth. After I get more coffee, my coffee is now cold. Fur. Hello, I'm back. I figured while I was making my coffee, I would actually take a little quick moment to actually show off, flex a little bit, if you would, some of my favorite Xiu Xiu records in vinyl format. Maybe not my favorite auditorially, but maybe just some of the sexiest ones I have, because I'm a fucking nerd. So going over to my little stack here, on the top we obviously have the most recent Xiu Xiu record, Oh No. I say recent as if Ignore Grief is not out yet. This is the early bird edition. I will prove it in a second. Half and half cream version. Oh no! Look at this. It looks like a motherfucking Pokeball. Isn't that shit crazy? That's awesome. I like Oh No. It's a good record. It's not my favorite Xiu Xiu record. I'll keep it 100 with you. It's their album of duets. Some of the songs are just okay. It has some bangers, like the title track Oh No is dope. Bottle of Rum, obviously Rumpus Room is like genuinely like top 10 if not top 5 Xiu Xiu songs. But on average it's not my favorite, but This one is one of my personal favorite Xiu Xiu flexes, as well as vinyl flexes. I have it's fucking backwards. Oh no, it's not. Yo! The Merzbound Xiu Xiu Mershu, Record Store Day, 2015, I think. There was a copy of this at Taz Records that I scummed, and it is so fucking pretty. If you've never seen it, give me a sec. Yeah, look at it. Look at this shit, man. Like, come on, bro. Look at that. Ugh. Yo, they got the fucking. Oh, one sec. I just don't want to fucking drop it like an asshole. Look at that, Mershu. Where's the fucking clear with the? Actually, this looks very similar to what the Ignore Grief vinyl is going to look like. I think it's black with clear spokes and the red and black, or the red and white specks or something like that. This is not my favorite Xiu Xiu project either. I like my static and noise and cacophony broken up with something, and there's not a whole lot of that on this. But I'm still very fucking happy that I have this. This is one of my favorite vinyl, appearance-wise, actually out of my whole collection. So, one sec. Not really one that I flex on in terms of appearance of the record, but I do have a copy of the Nina Simone covers. Nina? That is actually, the jacket is signed by, I think, at least Jamie. It might be Jamie and Angela. Can't 100% remember. I guess they found these in either their home, or Polyvinyl had some extra ones, or I don't even know if this was pressed by Polyvinyl. That might be. No, Gray Face. And yeah, they just had them, and I bought one. Sick. It's just blue. Not just blue, but, you know, it's... I have a copy of the Dear God, I Hate Myself repress, but this is the special Kill Rockstars 30-year anniversary pink. It's a numbered copy, so you know I had to cop. This is actually number 71 of 91 copies of this record. It's got the shiny embossed KRS at the top. Let me pull it out. Dear God, I Hate Myself does have to be one of my personal favorite Xiu Xiu records. Grey Death, Chocolate Makes You Happy, House Sparrow, He and His Theme, Dear God, I Hate Myself, Secret Motel, Falkland Road, Fabrizio Palumbo, Retaliation, Cumberland Gap, This Too Shall Pass Away, Impossible. It's just a great fucking record. Like, Xiu Xiu fans, you'll know. Non-Xiu Xiu fans, I do recommend this record a lot, especially if you haven't listened to a lot of Xiu Xiu. It's just a great one. They really killed it. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Dear God, I Hate Myself was actually the first record that Angela worked on. I think. I might be wrong. Maybe it was Always. I don't know. I can't remember. I have a copy of the Women as Lovers repress. It was pressed by Stoned to Death. Pull that out. I'll leave this in the polyethylene. Why not? I need to get more polyethylene sleeves. I am in the business of archiving, with no intention really of selling any of this shit at any point. I just kind of... I'm just a nerd. I truly am. I just don't want anything to happen to these. This is a very special pink version of Women as Lovers. This is a good record too. I'm not a hater, but like the Michael Giro song on this, like when they did Under Pressure, I don't dislike it, and I'm also not like... It's hard to explain. I like that song not because I think it's a great cover. I think it's like there's a certain vibe about it that if it sounds like karaoke. It sounds like they were doing karaoke together, like they were just having a good night tonight or some night, and they were just hanging out. They were singing a Queen song. which sounds like a really big hater thing to say, but I genuinely like. Like it's hard to explain, but Women as Lovers it's a fun record. Is it my favorite? No. And I think the last one that I will show off and kind of flex is my copy of A Promise. This is the repressed version from, what was this, 2021? They repressed this in 2021. I can't 100% remember. This is the cool looking version. I'll pull it out. It's got the ever infamous orangish reddish square on this side, and then it's blank on the other. This really gorgeous pink with like I like to this day cannot really describe what this looks like. It's like an hourglass, barely looks like a little candy kind of, with like white and green, yellow, gray streaks on the sides. This is also one of my like favorite records appearance wise that I own. Plus A Promise is just classic, splendid Xiu Xiu, horrifying music. Very difficult to listen to personally, but just what a beautiful record, what a beautiful piece of art, and a beautiful, beautiful disc to go with it. Yay. Huh. I'm going to put all these back because I'm a little scaredy cat, and then we shall continue the reaction. We have 3 more songs. Ha. I do hate to do this, taking my hair back down, because it is unbelievably fucking hot in my room. My room that doubles as my studio. Huh? I have this little fan going the whole time. I don't just have the wind in my hair effect to look cool. It is so I don't perish. So we have just 3 more songs. The next song being Dracula Parrot Moon Moth. We are almost done this very ambient, nightmarish, dark record. I am enjoying it because they genuinely don't have a record in their discography that sounds like this. The darkness is reminiscent of Girl with Basket of Fruit for a contemporary example. However, there is certainly less of an intention to be cool with like the soundscapes, and I which may be like a shitty way to explain it, but like there's like this kind of, no, this is not good. This is not like a good thing that's happening. These are not songs about pleasant things. They're not things for you to quote unquote enjoy. But I like that. I like that they now have this in their discography. So let's just, without further ado, I'm going to shut the fuck up. A comment I want to make on this record so far is actually Jamie and Angela's vocals, specifically like the mixing on them. One thing about Xiu Xiu that I obviously have always really enjoyed is how fringe the vocals sound and how disconnected sometimes they can feel from the actual song. Kind of like a Sly and the Family Stone, there's a riot going on type vibe where it's like, it's a person. You can tell it's a person who made this song, and it's a person that is like speaking on it. But like this record in specific, especially the moments that are very erratic and shrill and yelled and yelpy, are just like mixed really well into the songs, and it's very impressive. I really dig it. It does kind of make it feel, I guess, a bit more cohesive. They're just fitting into the soundscapes and the drones and the chords really, really well. The next and second last song, Brothel Creeper.
How I have worn my hair in this exceptional moment. In this festival summer. Eating poison apples. Eating poison apples.
A really good implementation, I think, of not just atonal music, which Xiu Xiu is very known for, but it's also like this really interesting existence of arrhythmic patterns and percussion and loops and stuff that obviously like have some kind of pattern and whatnot, but there's not exactly like a swing or a cadence or a groove that you can get from them, which I think is very palpable for this record. I do really wish I was reading the lyrics. At the same time, I have glanced at the records in a few instances on like social media. They seemed really heavy, which I don't know if that would have been awesome for this kind of setting. So maybe it's a good thing. I do kind of intend on reading them, obviously, but maybe I'll do it outside or maybe with friends. The next and final song for M, I'm pretty sure is 8 minutes long. Great ending. So far, the record up until this point has been very cohesive. It's weird thinking that it's 44 minutes, and it felt so short. I mean, I have been recording this for a minute now, but I'm interested to see how they're going to tie this all up. So, without further ado, for M. I really like the sound of the hi-hat or the cymbal in the background. The recording on it's really nice. I love a good room drum. 2 minutes in, oh boy. Cheapers. I really liked that. When everything was synced together. Jamie's vocals right now sound crazy. It's like a weird, almost like chorusy sound to them. Sheesh. it sounds so like good, like really well put together ambience. Like it's really intriguing. Sounds like a gate or something. Steel gate. Kind of opening and closing. Or violin. Probably violin. How are they going to close this out? That is the question. They have a minute. Well, well, well. Well, well. Well, well, well. Well, 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 well. Well. Well, well. Well, 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 well. Well, well. Boom. Ignore Grief. The brand new record by Xiu Xiu, completely listened to and recorded by yours truly. Let's take a real quick look. Real Chaos Cha Cha. Great opener. Good vibes for the consistency. Maybe not emotionally. 666 Photos of Nothing. I remember also really enjoying. Escarita. Little Richard. I remember being a highlight for me personally. The record itself obviously was more of a ambient deal, and yes, Escarita, Little Richard was one of the more drum-focused songs, which, you know, is bait for me enjoying it. I am a beat head, but I just remember really enjoying it. Maybe Baby, of the two singles, Parump and Maybe Baby, I definitely did prefer Maybe Baby. Tarsier was a 100% major highlight for me. Jamie on that song was fantastic. The piano, keyboards were gorgeous. Really well structured song. The saxophone on Parump I really enjoyed. Wish It Came Back a second time in the song. Border Factory was like a fascinating sonic imaging song. Like it really did sound like a factory. Dracula Parrot, Moon Moth, and Brothel Creeper were also good songs. For me, though, I think 4M was a truly fantastic closer. Really hit home that ambient aspect of the record really well. Tied it all together. The synchronization in the first half between the instrumentation and the drums and Jamie was fantastic. The use of silence across this record was splendid, specifically in, I think, like the fact that they were kind of going for this idea of dream-like songs and nightmarish songs. I think it really assisted in that. Um, silence can obviously be used in an annoying way, but I think it was used very effectively here. Um, upon first listen, obviously. I also wanted to comment on the fact that, like, for a Xiu Xiu song, there was nothing particularly abrasive about this record. Maybe I'm just like really used to abrasive noises now, but like there was nothing like in term there were, I think it was mostly like the most abrasive thing would be like patience testing, I guess. Maybe someone could think that like there's not a lot going on and it would be boring or something like that. However, for me, like I definitely felt very engaged the whole time and just very intrigued in the sounds and how particular, like the usage of sounds and soundscape creation was. But there was nothing like shrill. There was nothing really gross, which I maybe is a weird thing to bring up. But like there was, if you were just listening to it and you wanted to just hear some really dark reality testing music, I feel like Ignore Grief is like splendid. The topic Ignore Grief, I think, does pose this kind of interesting question and idea of nothing feels like it's from just listening and not reading the lyrics, and obviously it's not with headphones, it was off my speakers. I'm doing a video at the same time. It definitely did kind of feel like it just is an evil that exists, and it's not trying to get rid of it because it recognizes this kind of futility in that process, maybe. Um, splendid record in terms of trying to just be aware of that fact and try to get around it as much as it can. I really, really enjoyed this project. I recommend it. Definitely. Really looking forward to listening to it again. What did you think of it? Did it meet your expectations as a Xiu Xiu fan? If you're not a Xiu Xiu fan and you're still here, what did you think? They're obviously not for everyone. It is more of a music head kind of experience, which I totally understand, and I love them for that. But truly, I think like what they were able to achieve here was really engaging, and I'm looking forward to trying it out again. Yeah. So with that, I will say thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Listen to some more music. If this really depressed you, or like really freaked you out, listen to some fun, dancey, cool, poppy music. Why not? Just because you're in the mood for some poppy music doesn't mean that this kind of stuff can't exist. Doesn't mean that it is less or more valuable. Listen to all kinds of music. Put it into your soul. Awesome. Thank you. Have a good day.